Hello there, how are you? I'm Ann-Marie Powell and I'm a garden designer, and today, to celebrate the RHS's Grow at Home This Autumn campaign, I thought I'd show you around my real garden and just show you some of the brilliant evergreen plants that give colour all the way through the year, are a great investment and just give a fantastically beautiful backdrop to all the more colourful things you might grow at other times of year. So come with me and I'll show you around. The very first plant that I'm going to introduce you to is one of the first evergreen plants that I actually bought for the garden, and this is Olive, for obvious reasons. So I just love her because when you think about evergreens, often you'll think about kind of formal plants, but she's got this wonderfully silver foliage, this characterful shape, and I just grow her on a really super huge pot on our deck. She's like an old friend and I adore her. Look at the Dorcas Dara just floating right next to her. Beautiful that, isn't it? Olive and Dara. Now my garden is reasonably compact, so we don't have rolling acres and we need to make the most of every single inch of space. So here is a boundary plant that I just wouldn't be without. So this glossy green backdrop just smothering my fence is Trachelospermum jasminoides. And I just wouldn't be without her. I don't have the space for a hedge up here. So this wonderful kind of clothed boundary treatment just means that I don't have to worry about seeing horrible close board fencing. And during the summer, she is covered with these wonderful, fragrant, little tiny white blooms. The scent is intense. And at this time of year, it's just beginning to happen. Some of the foliage just takes on shades of gorgeous fiery red. Oh, look, my rhododendron luteum is just taking on its autumn colour. But that's deciduous, and we're looking for plants that will give you year-round interest, and that's where my box balls come into play. I wouldn't be without them. I just have to make sure I'm constantly checking them for box moth caterpillar and blight. We keep them in rude health with liquid seaweed application once a year, and then we just keep them nicely clipped. A gorgeous welcome home every single evening. Where you've got areas where you want low maintenance, I think evergreen plants are indispensable. And this is why I love this Euphorbia robbii. It's gorgeously architectural and it's just where the garden meets the street. This is our lane and it's just fabulous because I really don't have to do that much with it. It just kind of remains as an evergreen kind of mess, interplanted with things like asplenium, and it just means that there's something in the garden for passers-by to enjoy no matter the time of year. And come spring, there'll be these racemes of acid yellow bracts which just really ignite the whole of this area. It looks fantastic. But I couldn't take you around the garden talking about plants that you can plant now that will save you money, give you year-round impact and give you tons of pleasure without taking you down to the very bottom of the garden. Now excuse the mess, I am planting out my little veg splodge here, but this is one of my biggest pleasures. So yeah, real gardening going on here, planting out the veg splodge with some winter vegetables. But what I want to show you is this. I know it might be a surprise that the last plant that I'm going to recommend to you to give you evergreen cover, save you some money and some maintenance is good old ivy, but I absolutely love it. It's in the hedge at the bottom of my garden, a hedge which contains hawthorn, hazel, ligustrum and holly. And I love it because it is just teeming with wildlife. It's these little beauties that really welcome them in, the ivy flowers. And I love ivy because it's not a parasite. Providing the trees in your hedge or the trees in your garden are healthy and well, it won't damage them, but it will bring in the insects. And the insects are part of the food chain and they will invite biodiversity into your garden. And at a time when we all want to be supporting our wildlife populations, what could be better than that? So thanks so much for joining me on my little tour. I hope you've enjoyed it and please do get planting this autumn. it's planting season. How wonderful. I hope to see you really soon. Goodbye.